British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has suffered a diplomatic setback after it was confirmed that French President Emmanuel Macron will be the first European leader to visit President Donald Trump at the White House. According to the White House, both leaders will travel to Washington, D.C. next week. However, Macron is set to meet with Trump first as he takes a more assertive approach in discussions with the U.S. president. Hey everyone, 99% of you watching aren't subscribed. If you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe button. It's free and really helps the channel. Now let's get into today's story. The French leader has expressed his intent to challenge Trump on key international issues, while also acknowledging his respect for the U.S. president. Macron is expected to argue that strong leadership is necessary for global stability. The announcement has sparked reactions in the UK, with opposition leaders urging Starmer to take a firmer stance. Liberal Democrat leader Sir Ed Davey criticized the Prime Minister's approach, stating in an interview with BBC Radio 4's Today program, "It is a very difficult visit. There's no doubt about that, but I do think you have to speak to your friends honestly and openly. The threat that Donald Trump poses to our economy and security is as serious as I can ever remember." Another major issue looming over Starmer's visit is the UK's defense budget. The Prime Minister is under increasing pressure to commit to higher military spending when he meets Trump. General Richard Sharef told the Ireland newspaper that Starmer would be laughed out of court if he arrived in Washington without a clear plan for increasing defense funding. Former British ambassador to the U.S., Lord Derek, echoed this sentiment, saying it was essential for the UK to address military funding with Trump, who has long called for NATO allies to contribute more. Reports suggest that Starmer's government is considering raising defense spending from 2.3% of GDP to 2.5% by 2030. Some sources even indicate a potential long-term goal of reaching 3% by 2035. Speaking at Warner Brothers Studios near Watford, Chancellor Rachel Reeves reaffirmed this commitment. "The world has changed in the past few months, and we are committed to playing our part in protecting UK national security. Given this changed international environment, we will set out that path to get to 2.5% of GDP. Meanwhile, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance has stated that he will raise concerns over freedom of speech with the British delegation. Speaking to the National Pulse, he said, "We're simply telling them to respect the values on which our civilization was founded, that you ought to debate with one another, and that your government should respect when people have a dissenting viewpoint." Starmer's upcoming visit to Washington will be crucial in shaping future UK-U.S. relations. With Macron taking the lead in diplomatic talks, Starmer will need to ensure that the UK's voice is heard on the global stage. Before we wrap up, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Should Starmer take a tougher stance, or is his diplomatic approach the right move? And once again, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Like, share, and subscribe.